just arrived at a car boot. It's the first one of this one of the season and it's absolutely packed, so I'm not sure we're going to get anything, but let's see.
Just to make it easier, if you feel me.
What did you get, Rowan? Show me. That was a mental car boot. It was so busy. We did get a few bits, which I'll show you later. But for now, we're heading into the town to have a cup of tea and to buy some sourdough. What a fantastic car boot. I was hoping to show you all my wares that I picked up at the car, but it was so busy. Cars were getting stuck in the car park with the wheels spinning. Cars were coming, going, people everywhere. It was just crazy. So I thought that I would come home and show you in the peace and quiet of my own home. And it was just great. I mentioned the other week that I have a wish list of things that I'm looking for, and I ticked quite a lot off today, so I'm super excited to show you. I'll start off with the things that weren't on my list. To start off with, I have a pressed glass cake stand there, and I do have quite a collection of these. I do use them regularly. But when the kitchen is done, I really fancy a glazed cupboard with all my collection in, with lights behind. I think that they'll look really nice, so I can't resist them when I see them. And that's a really sweet little one. Now, this vase, I didn't need this at all. It's nothing special, it has no markings on it, but it's just really, really, really pretty. A beautiful colour and totally tonal with what I'm trying to achieve in my home. Now, if you remember the other week, I showed you this swatch which I carry everywhere with me. These are the sort of colour tones of my house, and it's going to be very difficult to see, but they just look absolutely perfect. I love it so much that instantly I've come home and put some tulips in. This, actually, I was showing you my tins the other week, last week, and I completely forgot to show you this one, and this was one of my favourites. This is an antique biscuit tin. It's a trade one, it's for hotels. It actually says on it, let me read it. It says Peak Friends Hotel Biscuit Packets. I love the label. And that is just going to look absolutely amazing in my pantry. I don't know what I'll store in it. I'm very, very happy with that. Now, on to things on my list. The other week I was cooking, I think it was a dishoom recipe, gunpowder potatoes, and I needed to mix all my spices up, and I didn't have a pestle and mortar. It has been on my list for quite some time, I just haven't found one. And then I found this. Look at that, how fantastic. There's a stamp on the bottom that says Made in England. It's in a beautiful condition and just really, really lovely. And I have to say, this is a really good example of, I think people think that you go to car boots just to pick up things for free, but that's just not the case. There's lots of dealers there, vintage and antique dealers, and house clearance guys, but basically I go with my list specifically to try and find certain things, and I will pay the money if required. And so this was a good price. I was happy with it, but it certainly wasn't £1, nowhere near that. So I have in mind what I'm looking for, how difficult they are to find, and then that will determine how much I'm prepared to pay. And yeah, I was super, super happy with that. Something else on my list was this. Look at this. This is a table top or countertop plate rack. It does need a bit of work. It's obviously been outside, it's got some water damage, but I love that. So, so nice. I do actually have a plate stand for my kitchen. I bought it before we'd actually built the kitchen, and now we've got it. It's a wall mounted one, and I can't quite work out where it's going to go. So if I can't use the wall mounted one, I'll definitely be using this one. Again, not something that was an absolute steal. It wasn't £1 or two. I think I bought this, the pestle and mortar, and a few other bits which I'll show you in a minute. And I did part with some hard-earned cash for that. But anyway, I'm super, super pleased with my finds from this week's car boot. You'll notice in the video before this that it was a different car boot that I went to, and it's my absolute favourite one. It's in a different location. So the ones that I have been going to over the winter are on the edge of Norwich. They're on the edge of a city, and so the stuff there isn't so rustic, but this one is in a small Norfolk town, and with lots of little surrounding villages, and so you tend to get the more rustic things, and definitely without a doubt it's my favourite. What makes it even better is that it doesn't start until 11 o'clock, so I don't have to get up at silly o'clock. Anyway, something happened the other day. I found something unusually on Facebook Marketplace. It's not my favourite hunting ground for vintage, but I found something, and it's in the living room. So I'll take you there now, and there are also some more bits that I picked up at the recent car boot, and they're also there. So follow me now. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Don't make yourself too comfortable. I've bought something on Facebook Marketplace. We need to go and pick it up.
What have you bought now?
Just something off my list. I'll show you when we get there.
Okay.
Come on. So excited about picking this up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've been looking for them for ages. So I've moved into the living room, and before I show you what I found on the Facebook Marketplace, I'll show you some other bits that I picked up at the weekend. Starting off with, which one should I start off with? This. So I've had a bit of a painting haul. Both hubby and I like art, so we're always looking out for pieces of art, and this was the first one. Now I must admit, I'm not as keen on this one as my husband is. He really likes still life and all the detail. I probably like things that are a bit looser, but anyway, this is a pastel of a pot of jam and some plums, and I think my husband would really like this one to go in the kitchen, but I'm not sure. But anyway, we bought it, and it will find somewhere to live. But tonally the colours are absolutely brilliant. They just go perfectly with the house colours, with the interior colours. So hubby is very, very happy with that one. And on the back there are details of the artist. I think she was a Norfolk artist. So Jenny Wayne Potter. Next up, this is for the bathroom. So upstairs there are currently 3 bedrooms. Eventually, but you have to go, we've got 2 staircases, one here and an identical one in the cinema room. And to get to the middle bedroom you have to go through one of the other bedrooms. So eventually that will be a bathroom, so we'll finally get a bathroom upstairs. But it's going to be quite long, and there's going to be lots of empty space. So we're collecting nudes for the bathroom, and we picked up this one, a lovely pastel. The frame is hideous. Frames do cost a lot of money, so I will probably try spraying this one black before actually having it reframed and see how that goes. Probably won't be ideal for me, it won't be the best frame, but at least it will be nicer than this cheapy silver one. But anyway, she's rather lovely. And then the final piece of art that we picked up is for this room, the living room. So in the living room I purely want portraits. This is going to be the portrait room. So the bathroom is the nude gallery. The living room will be the portrait gallery. The cinema room, we've got all sorts of, it's like a memory wall of all things that we've collected that sort of hold special memories for us. But anyway, I really bought this one. What first attracted me to this one was the frame. It's a rather nice old chunky frame, and she fits in perfectly in this room. Again, tonally she's perfect for the room, and she's big as well. So the great thing about this is I can hang her straight away. I probably went for the frame more than the portrait. She's not my favourite portrait, but she is going to look rather lovely in amongst all the others. And as I said, the benefit of this one is that it's already framed, because I have a folder full of portrait pastels which they all need framing, and so I'm trying to find old frames to put those in, but that's going to take me ages. But let me show you some of my other portraits. Just pop her down. I've got a whole folder. That's probably my favourite, and then he goes with that one, but I absolutely adore him. We have in the past named all these people pretending that they're relatives. I can't now remember what we called him. Bertie, I think, or something. That's another one. And they just keep coming and coming. Where are they? Some are nicer than others. But collectively, they're all going to look beautiful. Look at her, she's stunning. So collectively, when we get those all framed and up on the wall, they are going to look fabulous. That's another one. Just got loads and loads. So that's going all again along the wall, the scaffold plank wall, which I've showed you in previous videos. And as I said, I've got loads and loads and loads. Oh, look at him. So that's that. And now let's move on to the thing that I bought on Facebook Marketplace. And here it is. You may have caught a glimpse of it behind me. And I picked up 2 cinema/theatre chairs. They're wooden. I believe they're English. And I have had those on my wish list for so long. Although I love the plush fabric theatre seats, I didn't know whether they were right for here, and I was really looking out for some just wood and metal ones, and I found them yesterday. So we went to pick those up, and I'm so happy. Let me show you in a bit more detail. So here they are. On Facebook Marketplace they were dated as 1920s. I couldn't verify that at all. I can't necessarily see where they've got that from, but they could quite possibly be. The type of wood and the style could certainly indicate that. This is definitely not original. Or I say definitely not. I do not believe those are original. I think they're a later edition, but they look quite nice. And then they're all wooden. There's no leather or fabric on them at all. And believe it or not, they are incredibly comfortable. So I'm really happy with those. They're actually on quite a nice base. Now I think that I may put them on caster wheels so that we can actually wheel them around. So for now they're in the living room. Really they should go in the cinema room, but I just need to sort things out there. But I think if they're on casters we can just wheel them around. So if we had guests in this room I could just wheel them out more into a more usable space. But I am so happy with those. What do you think? I hope you like them too. Well, that's it for this week. I think you'll agree that I've had the most fantastic vintage hunting week. If you do enjoy these weekly vintage sourcing updates and how I'm filling my home in an elegantly knackered style, please do remember to subscribe. By the time you watch this, I'll actually be in Sicily with the smallest hand luggage in history. I have identified some places to go vintage hunting, but how I'm going to get these things back, I have no idea. But where there's a will, there's a way. Anyway, that's it for now. Please do subscribe and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Mum, have you